What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another War Within video. Hope you're all doing very well. I want you to pay attention because there's something really important happening next week, and you could potentially get a lot of item level very, very quickly. So let's look at this article. Yo, I really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe on the video. I gotta get some coffee. Bye. About a week ago, I talked about this event that's coming up on May 13th. This is the Turbo Boost event that Blizzard is doing, May 13th. This event is bringing along with it a lot of different things. One of them is the dinar system. There's the improvement to delves with that delve like belt that we're getting that might be borrowed power. Not really sure. I talked about it before. There's a profession upgrade. There's a bunch of stuff. There's the gear vendor with the dinars. There's also this important sentence at the top that I think people are forgetting to think about, and so I'm going to make sure you're aware of it right now. During the event, again, May 13th, that's next week, hero and myth track items will extend their upgrade track by 2. So they're going to go from 6 to 8. And the cap on crests is going to be lifted. So crests will be unlimited. This is insane. So your heroic and myth track items that are like 6 out of 6 are now going to go to 6 out of 8. And so you can upgrade them and get more item level. And crests are unlimited. So let's look at this for a second. I've got like myth track items like these gloves. They're going to go from 6 out of 8 at 678. Sorry, they're going to go from 6 out of 6 to 6 out of 8. So I'll be able to take them from 678 up to, I believe, 685 or 686. And that's going to apply to every one of the items that I'm wearing, except for the crafted ones. If you have crafted pieces, do not craft anything this week. Craft everything next week. Because the new max level crafted items they'll automatically be a higher item level than the ones you have now. If you have crafted items on your character right now, you will have to recraft them. Unfortunately, there's going to be some little currency you can get to do that, and you'll be able to do it. Don't worry, but it will cost you a little bit. Whereas if you are thinking of crafting something on your character right now, don't. Just wait until next week, and then it will be more efficient to do so. Now, the regular items are all 6 out of 6. As I said, I have a bunch of them, and I'm going to be able to convert those up to 6 out of 8. Everybody who's sitting at like 671 item level right now, you're going to be able to go up to like 676 probably once you have all your items upgraded, or even higher maybe. I don't know the exact number that it's going to be. I have a bunch of items that are still really low. Like, for example, my Circe circlet I'm going to have to replace soon. And I have another ring that's only 4 out of 6 heroic, but I'm going to need a mythic replacement. My trinkets aren't mythic yet either, so there's a lot of room for me to grow there. But the point is, heroic and myth track items are going up. So here's what I want you to do. This is really important. This week, I want you to cap all your crests. Okay? Every one of your crests that you have, you should cap them all. Because on Tuesday, you can convert all of the lower tier crests into higher tier crests. And remember, it's going uncapped. So instead of us going from 900 to 990, like next week's cap would have been 990 gilded crests, but it's going to be unlimited. So next week you can go farm a bunch of keys and get a bunch of gilded crests, and that's what you're going to have to do anyway. But to give yourself a kickstart, a head start on upgrading all of your gear, you can just transmute all of the crests that are the lower tier ones into the higher tier ones and get a bunch of gilded crests just right away and start working on upgrading your gear from 6 out of 8 to 8 out of 8, which is what it's going to be now. So it's very easy, right? If your item level is already high enough, you have to be a high enough item level, like I think 667 maybe or higher. I forget what the cap is on Rune, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Once you're at that level, you will be able to, you'll get this unlock here that lets you spend 45 of the lower crests and upgrade them to the higher crests. So I'll make another rune pack right here, and you can see I'm at 827 of my rune. I'm gonna do this again. I'm still only at 827. So this doesn't count towards your maximum until you actually consume this item over here. You can purchase as many of these as you want, but it is up to a limit. But my point is, just get as many of these crests as you possibly can And then on Tuesday, you're going to purchase a whole bunch of the ruined ones. You're going to purchase as many gilded as you can. And then once you've run out of ruined, you're going to create more ruined ones so you can purchase more gilded ones. Does that make sense? Because again, you have to spend 45 rune crests to make one pouch of the gilded crest, which is, again, it's actually quite efficient. But you're just going to end up using all of your lower crests, starting down here with the weathered ones, and then you're going to use the carved ones, and then you'll use the ruined ones to make gilded. And make as many gilded as you can and upgrade all of your pieces of gear from 6 out of 8 mythic to 8 out of 8 mythic, and you're going to get an immediate boost in eye level power, which is quite cool. You'll probably immediately go from like 671 to like 673, or maybe 674 if you have enough crests banked up. And then you can farm out the rest of the crests with Mythic Plus or Raid or whatever, and get your item level up to like 676, 677 very, very quickly. And that'll make all the content that you're doing a lot easier heading into the latter half of this season. We're getting into probably the second half of this season now, basically. So that's my advice for you. That's what's happening on May 13th. Once again, that's the new event that's happening. This is next Tuesday, May 13th. Your crests are going up and your crests are uncapped. Get in here right now this week. If you have some time, spend some time farming Mythic Plus and just get a bunch of crests and get them all to their cap so that you can convert them all and create some gilded. Okay, that's my advice for you. And keep the gilded or the ruined and the gilded packs in your bags. Don't spend them until Tuesday, and then spend as many as you spend them all so that you can, because it's going to be uncapped, which is amazing. Okay, let me know what you think in the comments down below. It's going to be exciting on May 13th with the item level boost. And let me know if I missed anything. I don't think I did, but let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.